Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Jordy and I'm here to do a general tarot card reading for the Pisces Collective. We're just going to jump right into pulling 10 cards from the Rider-Waite Tarot. And we'll see what's going on for Pisces. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, the Empress. In the recent past is the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Moon card in the distant past. In the future is the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, representing you. We have the Four of Cups and the Hierophant. The Four of Cups is in the environment position, the Hierophant is in the fears and desires position. Okay, and we dropped the last two cards here. We'll take a bonus card, the Three of Cups and the Two of Wands together. Underneath the bottom of the deck is the Five of Swords. Alright, let's take a look at what's going on. Hope you're having a beautiful weekend or week whenever you watch this reading. So there's a couple ways we could start looking at this. We can look at the fact that there is a couple of major arcana. In the fears and desires position is the Hierophant reversed. You could be desiring commitment, family, love. You could be desiring a closeness to God or to a higher power, to nature. You could be desiring that your beliefs, that your faith will pay off. And in the outcome position is the Two of Wands and the Three of Cups, which says that there is decisions that you make that will lead to celebration, lead to a closeness, a togetherness. And but then if we zoom out of that outcome and look at the future, because the outcome is different than the future. The outcome is what is currently happening based off of how we act. So the outcome being the Two of Wands with the Three of Cups. There's upcoming meetings that are inevitable. Meetings with people, love interests, family members, friends, colleagues, and it's all about how you have faith and believe in these relationships so that you can be settled, so that you can be calm, so that you can feel like you belong. And the Hierophant being reversed can be a card of unconventional energy. Maybe you're not maybe you don't fit in to the status quo. And I feel like in the past you've been made to you've been forced, is what I'm hearing, to realize that you were different than some of the people around you. I feel like you tried to blend in. I feel like you tried to make certain relationships work. And as time passed, as each moon would go through its cycle, and as you learned lessons about yourself and what it is that you want, Page of Pentacles reversed, Nine of Cups, you may have come to realize that you are your most natural self is not what the status quo is. Your most natural self is like someone who's very unique. When you love yourself, that's when you're at your most natural. When you love yourself enough that your relationships blossom and flourish because of your self-love. And you may have had relationships based off of need, necessity, or you may have had relationships based off of convenience or tradition. They could have just been family members or different relationships in the past that just didn't bring out the fullest version of you. They were just there. They were what you knew and what you were used to. And we're trying to be more authentic now in the future with this Queen of Pentacles. We're trying to reaffirm our value so that we can keep our heart chakra open, so that we can stay unstuck with our feelings, to let them flow. We don't have cards of anxiety, we don't have cards of burnout or stress, but we do have cards of emotional stagnancy, stubbornness, and holding back. So this holding back from relationships that are worth blossoming is something that you've done in the past, and a lot of relationships have come and gone that could have, blossomed more under better circumstances, under those better circumstances being you having more self-love, self-care. There's a difference between self-love and self-care too. Like, self-care is something we have to just maintain, but self-love comes from discovery, comes from contentment, from peace. And we can't be at peace unless we meditate or find devotion in activity and service. We can find temporary momentary spans of time where we feel peaceful, where we feel elated, when we sing and when we dance, when we celebrate. But for consistent contentment, being at peace involves having learned some lessons about life and about yourself. Okay. So yeah, we're talking about the growth and the magnitude of who you are, with your faith, with your beauty, with your self-worth, self-value, how your desires are divine. The divine desires that you have, not the small desires, but the ones that allow you to expand and grow. So the outcome, again, I'll go back to the outcome now that it has more meaning, and talk about it again, where we may be struggling with commitments, Hierophant reverse, Ten of Pentacles reverse, because we feel unconventional, and maybe because we don't fit in with some relationships right now that we'd like to fit in with, especially with family or workplace. But if we shift and I'm part of this too, if we shift our mentality towards self-love and holding on to that peace, always going back to that peace. Sometimes peace, you can't hold on to it. Maybe it gets disturbed, but you can always go back to it. That faith in yourself, that self-love, that love that the universe has for you. Whew, Got the shivers. And it's that love that the universe has for you, that you can grow and expand within and have anything that you want in this life. Any of your desires will be met if you're in contentment, which comes with radical acceptance of your situation and making life decisions that bring balance, which means moving out of certain relationships as well and welcoming those which are full of life. Some relationships we feel bound to because of loyalty, because of longevity, of how long we've been together with these people. And we have to tolerate a certain level of negativity from these people because we care about them. And they are our teachers. But there are communities of people out there which are in a different frequency. And are trying to do what you're doing, which is finding true commitment to yourself and to your relationships, where you can celebrate the love that you have for yourself and for the other people involved. And some of your relationships that you're currently with may evolve with you. It tends to happen when you're in a state of contentment. Okay, well, we could clarify the individual card pairings before I go. We have the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Pentacles. So that's a lesson to be learned about self-value, self-worth, and a progression from a student into someone who can master that. A divine feminine energy within us that knows how to work the magic of the universe through that lesson of self-value and self-respect, and making decisions that reflect that value of self-love and respect. Respect being key here. Respecting your body, respecting your mind, your heart. And then we have the Nine of Cups and we have the Four of Pentacles. So oftentimes the Four of Pentacles is reversed. I think about opening up your heart. And the Nine of Cups is to your wish fulfillment. Open up your heart to your truest desires. And the Four of Pentacles I'm relating to the Hierophant and to the Ten of Pentacles as well with the Nine of Cups, because they mirror these cards. They are mirroring in this reading. So it's like our greatest desire are the relationships that we have in our community. Feeling at peace, feeling a sense of belonging, feeling like we can be ourselves around these people in a state of healthiness. And the commitment, being and knowing that we break out of the status quo, and that this state of being that I'm talking about isn't the normal state of being for most of society right now. Although it probably was at a different time. And then maybe pockets of it, networks of this mentality, but it's not common yet, you know. It's spreading like a wave across the world. That is the fifth dimension. That is the next level of evolution, is radical acceptance and evolution through the love that the universe has for us, and embracing that, and embracing the love that we have for ourselves, and being content with ourselves. And my guru says that you can receive all the blessings that you desire if you're just content with your situation, and you move through your situation with peace. With every breath, with every movement, it can become a devotion, you know? We have the Empress and we have the Four of Cups. So the Empress can talk about pregnancy, especially with a 9, like the 9 of Cups next to the Empress. So there could be pregnancy here as part of this equation, I'm not sure, or motherhood in general. And then I think of the 4 as like the 4th, like halfway point during a pregnancy, which is kind of like a settling into the transformation process. You still can move around and do all the things you want to do, but there's also this preparation for a whole new life. Nesting stages. For a lot of you, it's this contentment I'm talking about might be elusive, and and it may come to you like in a single moment of peace. And then who'd said this to me? Was it my friend Lorelai, or my other friend? Yeah, it was my other friend. She mentioned that if you've had a single moment of true peace, you can remember that moment of true peace and emulate it, and that's what you're offering up to the universe when you remember that moment of true peace. And that can be your anchor, and that's like the conception point. And then it grows and grows and grows within you, and then all of a sudden you give birth to a brand new version of yourself where you are that peace. So if you feel like this reading is not resonating with you because you are in no place or no state of contentment, pray with this Hierophant here for that peace, you know? And then what comes as a result of it is wish fulfillment, desires being met. And when you get that moment of peace, because if you pray for it, it'll come shortly. And it might be a fleeting moment of peace, but you'll then have that experience to emulate and remember. And then the more you do that, the more you'll have other moments of peace. And then it'll just go from there. My most memorable moments of peace and happiness are through meditation. But there are some really good memories in my life where I've seen great works of art, or I've been in a moment in the sunshine with a friend, and those moments are always going to be precious, you know? Oh, and that's what this 3 of Cups is talking about in the outcome position. I can almost tear up over this, because these moments of peace are what we live for, what we come here for. It's who we are, you know? Something else I've learned over the years is that... Oh, my cat wants to get out of the room. Just a moment, folks. Yeah, before I go, something else I've learned over the years is that we come to this world in phases. The Sand Tarot, I don't know if anybody here on my channel watches Sand Tarot. It's this woman who does readings with a couple different card decks mixed together, and she kind of reads them all in a flow and does extended readings and all of that. One of my favorite readers, by the way. She mentioned that what she learned was that we come to this world in phases. So it's like we're like downloading our fullest self into this reality at different ages, at different stages. And it just depends on our level of awareness. So the more you're in a state of contentment, you're in a state of receiving, receptivity, the more you will come forth and expand and blossom and grow. These are words that I'm using that come from the Empress card and the Queen of Pentacles and the Faith of the Hierophant card, and yeah, and the cycles of the time with the Moon card as well, things bubbling to the surface. That's where I'm getting these words from. Okay, this reading's gone on longer than I'd like to have posted, but it went deeper than I expected. I must have had a good nap, so so I hope you enjoyed this reading. I certainly did, and I'll see you again soon. Oh, and before I go, of course, I have to remember to say this more often, but you can book personal readings with me. That is in the description box of this video. I've got time slots available in the evenings on the weekends for face-to-face Zoom calls with me. And I also offer a membership subscription here on YouTube. You can press the join button for $4.99 a month, and you get to join me in the next live chat with the other members, and I will answer your questions in that time, in that like half an hour to an hour time slot, depending on how many people are there. And I do that once or twice a month, so you can have, you know, questions answered throughout the month from a tarot reader for only $5 a month. You know, these are quick questions, but they're not like nothing like a personal reading that's in depth. But it's a good way to stay connected, and it's a good deal too. So I hope you take advantage of that subscription option. And I already did go live this last week for all of you, you know, even if you weren't a member. That was just to kind of test the waters. I don't have too many members yet. But I hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.